Hello, welcome to another edition of 1036 here on Milwaukee PBS. I'm Portia Young. In this episode, meet a young woman who shares her difficult journey of teen pregnancy and parenting and explains how a local school program is helping her through it all. And in just a few minutes, we'll tell you about a free 1036 screening coming up in early October. We begin with a story involving incredible courage and unending hope. Over the last 17 years, some 270 refugees from the war-torn Democratic Republic of the Congo have resettled here in Milwaukee County. Edumacano Zito is one of those refugees. 1036 producers first met him nearly a year ago and learned of his heartbreaking experiences and his courageous journey to Milwaukee. Listen carefully as to why he now has a hope for tomorrow.
I thank God all the time to see my children here. They can live in a country that they're safe. They can become someone. There is no hope for tomorrow in my country.
Former refugee Edumacano Zito holds on tight to these tiny fingers. He loves being a father to his newborn son and to his two older children, King David and Davina. Zito, as he is often called, and his wife Betty are at peace, knowing their American-born children are much safer than they were as children living in the DRC in Central Africa.
I was born in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but I didn't get a chance to live in my country because of the war. Back home, I know the friends of mine, we were in the same middle school. They're not, they were murdered. If you go back in Congo, oh my goodness, it's blood everywhere.
The bloodshed from armed conflict, political violence, and corruption has plagued the DRC for decades. From the early 1990s until about 2016, the eastern Congo, where Zito and his wife are from, has been home to the world's deadliest war since World War II. The United Nations says 7 million people were murdered during that time period.
And we all know, if the United Nations gives a statistic like that, we know it's more than 7 million, for sure.
The DRC's vast mineral wealth, including gold, tantalum, tungsten, and tin, has fueled the fighting in the DRC. These minerals are used in cell phones and laptops. Armed groups use the profits from the sales for campaigns of violence, while the DRC's people continue to live in extreme poverty.
Diamond, zinc, coltan, all of those minerals involved war in the country. So all the developed country need those resources to make companies run. But for us as Congolese, we never have hope and peace in our own country.
A big United Nations force tries to keep the peace in the DRC, though conflicts continue. Children and families remain in harm's way, with many still facing starvation and sickness. The country's women and girls often become victims of sexual assault and rape. Zito knows that pain all too well.
My mom was a victim of sex harassment and sex abuse in front of my eyes, which is something that I take painful in my life that I don't know how I can take it out.
Heartache intensified when the ugliness of the Congo conflict devastated his family even more.
My dad and my two sisters was murdered in front of my eyes. Then imagine, that's life. It's hard. It's hard.
A young Zito went through therapy to help him cope. He still thinks about his father and his father's advice, especially now that he himself is a father to 3 young children.
This is what he used to tell me. The future of any person depends on what you do today. So just focus on your education, make sure that you go to school, you can become someone.
Zito and his family took that message to heart, escaping the Congo and traveling by boat for 2 days to a refugee camp, Nyarugusu, in Tanzania. Zito was only 10 years old, hoping for a better future, to become that someone.
We just live by the grace of God, that's what we said. And we still have hope that one day things may change. With faith, and as a Christian we say we have hope in God, we made it. It's better to live in a camp than Congo because, in the refugee camp, we were secured with the United Nations Commission of Refugees. In the point of security, yes, the camp was much better than Democratic Republic of Congo. But you don't have access to go outside, you have to live just in the camp.
Zito, his mother, and younger brother and sister were among the approximately 150,000 refugees in this camp. The United Nations calling it one of the largest refugee camps in the world. They lived in unimaginable conditions over the course of 15 years.
Just imagine you live in a country or in a camp, there is no electricity. There is no proper water that you can drink. We share water with animals. You have to wake up early in the morning, maybe 4, 5 a.m. to get water that you're gonna drink. Imagine you live in a place that sometimes it's 4 to 5 pounds of rice that you have to eat for 2 weeks. It's a hard life, and everyone is stressed out, everyone is burnt out.
Battling through the hardships, Zito received his high school diploma while in the camp. He also earned a college associate's degree, became a teacher, and a supervisor of a daycare. The camp is also where he met his future wife, Betty. Zito and his family eventually were asked to participate in the Refugee Resettlement Program. The United Nations Refugee Agency oversees the process and identifies cases to be referred to resettlement countries. Refugees do not apply for resettlement themselves.
Because of our story, because of the struggle that we have, they decided to give us a chance, a new hope, to move to the United States.
The UN Refugee Office refers only the most vulnerable cases, refugees whose lives are in danger in their current host country. According to the UN, less than 1% of the world's refugees are ever resettled.
When you start the process of resettlement, you don't choose and you don't know where you go.
48 hours of air travel later, Zito and his family arrived in their new hometown.
I had a big expectation in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I knew the way we read the United States on books up there, it's like heaven. so you have everything. Then you get in Milwaukee something different. You know, it's cold, there is snow, you know, and I remember the first time when I saw snow, I was saying myself, what is this? So, you know, it was funny for somehow, but we thank God we are here. When I came in 2012, I spoke Swahili, French, Lingala, Kibembe, and Chiluba. No English at all. I quickly learned English at MATC. I don't think I made it because I'm smart, but I believe it's by God's grace.
Strong faith definitely lifts Zito's soul. And greatly influences his family life.
We don't have another legacy to our children besides God. So we teach them how to be kind, how to pray, you know, how to be thankful to other people.
A lesson learned and practiced at home and at Sunday services each week.
Dear God, I did not sleep well last night, but I did wake up.
God is a constant in his life. As a refugee case manager for Catholic Charities in Milwaukee, Zito begins each workday with a prayer he keeps on his desk.
I may not have all I want, but I have all I need. My life is not perfect, but my life is good.
Appreciating the good life and the little things become even more important for Zito as he keeps an eye on what's happening in the Congo. He reflects on what could have been.
Maybe I would be died already. I would not be alive.
His new life in Milwaukee and in the United States became very real on March 22, 2018. He took another important step in moving forward and becoming that someone. Supporting him, his mother, children, and wife Betty, who took this very same step a year earlier.
Raise your right hands and say after me, that I will perform work of national importance.
That I will perform work national importance.
Under civilian direction.
Under civilian direction.
When required by the law.
When it requires by the law.
That I take this obligation freely.
And that I will take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Let's give a hand to these brand new Americans. Outstanding. Outstanding.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. I'm so excited. I never claimed myself a citizen of any country, even though I was born in the Congo. But now, this is the time I can claim myself like I'm a citizen. My goal is to serve, protect, and respect the Constitution and laws of the United States. I believe this is a nation of immigrants and refugees. So together, we can move forward the country. Together, we can succeed. Together, we can make a better place to live for all the people.
As we mentioned, Zito is a refugee case manager here in Milwaukee. He happens to oversee cases for 4 other Congolese refugees living in Milwaukee and working at Collectivo's Troubadour Bakery in Bayview. They have their own incredible life stories to share, and each has come here with a hope for tomorrow. We will have a special screening of their stories on October 2nd, and you're invited. Please come to Collectivo Coffee on Prospect Avenue on Milwaukee's east side. Doors open at 6. The program begins at 7. You'll also get a chance to meet these refugees and even hear them sing as they share their culture with us. Light refreshments will be served. Keep in mind, though, space is limited, so it is first come, first served. That's October 2nd at Collectivo Coffee on Prospect Avenue on Milwaukee's east side. If you can't make the screening, you can always see their stories on October 18th at 9 p.m. right here on 1036. And now a story involving a different type of journey, one that impacts thousands of teenagers statewide. A program called Shared Journeys in the West Allis-West Milwaukee School District is one of a few such programs nationwide that educates and supports pregnant girls and teen parents.
Oh, this one's cool. Look. Look at this. Wow. It's not easy. It's really not easy being a teen parent. Thank you. My name is Danielle Leach. I'm 17. Freshman year, I got pregnant, and when we found out, we were into November, but I never went to school. A car, a bear, a doggy, puppy. Puppy, yeah. I feel like once I went to my first doctor's visit, I was kind of just like, yep, this is real. I'm having her, and I'm going to do this one way or another. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Danny is a young mother like many teen moms in the country who is doing the best she can to make life work for her and her daughter.
Raising a baby when you're young is hard. It's really hard, especially when you can't afford them or when you're having issues with their baby's father.
Teen pregnancy is a well-known contributing factor to poverty with teen parents in the United States. While teen pregnancies have been decreasing over the past years, the United States is currently among the countries with the highest rate of teenage pregnancy in the world. Wisconsin is among the states with the lowest number of teen pregnancy cases. The highest number of teen pregnancy cases ranked among the age groups of 18 to 19-year-olds. Dropout rates among pregnant teens show that teen pregnancy is the #1 reason for teens dropping out of high school prior to graduation. With new efforts, the dropout rates among pregnant teens are beginning to slowly decline in the United States, where assistance programs are available.
The baby ducks. 8 and 6 and 6 times 8.
For Danny, being part of a support program for teen parents in West Allis has made a great impact in her life.
They gave me hope. Like, I feel like once I started going to Shared Journeys, it was just a whole another thing. I honestly didn't think I was going to graduate.
Shared Journeys is one organization that is making a difference in the lives of many teen parents. Since opening its doors in 2012, this charter high school has been providing assistance to expectant and teen parents through a comprehensive range of educational programming and support services.
Our focus had to be on removing the barriers and the challenges for youth that were teen parents who just, by the way, became teen parents during high school or even earlier, removing those barriers so they had the opportunity to go on after high school and have a life. So we had to look at all those elements of going to school: academics, social support, health support, housing support. So it started out as a project, but quickly we saw that we needed all these community resources just to answer some of the basic questions as to why couldn't these kids have the opportunity to even graduate from high school often. And when we talked to the kids and talked to the parents, it was clear these things that we take for granted as adults are barriers to a teen parent becoming a successful adult.
Lisa Cola is the lead teacher at Shared Journeys, and she is also the program coordinator of the school.
So when we were a program, the students would be with us maybe an hour or two a day, and then they were back at the comprehensive high schools, but they were not able to only be at our school. So in 2012, we signed the charter high school grant and became one of the 4 high schools in the West Allis-West Milwaukee School District. And so with it becoming a charter school, we were able to provide all academics so that the students were able to be with us all day. So the students were able to do some of their work online. They're able to do things in the evening if they aren't able to accomplish it during the day because of childcare, or if they need to work and then do their schooling. So it just provided a lot of flexibility for us and for the students so that they're able to reduce some of those barriers and still get that high school education and get on to post-secondary training. In the past, we've had anywhere from 45 to 50 students that we serve in a year. And we teach them so many things about daycare and where you can take your child and how to look for a safe daycare. We teach them about a variety of careers. I mean, we do so much career exploration to let them kind of find out, what am I good at and what would I like to do with my future?
You would just, again, place your hands on the baby. Doesn't that feel relaxed before you move on to the next section?
With the support of community partners and organizations, Shared Journeys has been able to create an educational model to help expectant teens and teen parents not only to complete their high school education, but also to encourage strong parenting and healthy lifestyles.
We partner with Shared Journeys to help the students prepare for labor and birth and for caring for their babies in the first couple weeks of life, whether that's breastfeeding, diapering, bathing, soothing their babies.
We work with them on any topics related to the pregnancy and then afterwards the care of the baby. The benefit is they're getting the knowledge that they maybe wouldn't have. Some of them who maybe are smoking at this point, they talk about the dangers of that to the baby, to the mother, encourage them to quit smoking, how to take care of yourself correctly, how to get enough rest, how to get all this knowledge ahead of time that most of us didn't get till we started having their baby and started to seek it out. They're getting a lot of this ahead of time, so that's a big advantage.
At Shared Journeys, they teach you a different way of parenting than what your parents teach you. So honestly, if it weren't for Shared Journeys, I would have been doing the same thing my mom did with me. And I'm not saying she's a bad parent. She's amazing. I love my mom. But, of course, she hit us when we were younger. She yelled at us when we were younger. She didn't have as much patience when we were younger. And, I don't blame her for that. Her mom probably raised her the same way. And if it wasn't for Shared Journeys, I'd be raising her the same way. But taking those classes really helped me because it made me realize that I don't have to parent the way my mom parented me. There's other ways of parenting. So those classes really have helped me.
The program helps them to see how some of the skills they've built from those adverse experiences can actually be used as strengths. So some of the students have learned to become very resilient, very tolerant of difficult situations. And so to put a positive spin on those skills that they do have and then to help them cultivate other ones, you really just see them grow as a person.
It's not easy. I'm going to repeat that so many times. It's really not easy being a teen parent. But if you do find yourself in that situation, don't give up. My child's father at the beginning, he wasn't the best. So it was a hard year. Her first year, it was difficult. He wasn't helping me. And I feel like teenage women these days don't understand is that they want to keep their family together so bad. And I understand it because they grew up maybe with a split home. But if he's not worth it, if he's not helping you, if it's a toxic relationship, you need to leave that for your child. You always have to put your child first. And that's what I did. I left my child's father for a while. And eventually he changed. He turned his life around. We're together as a family and he's there every step of the way with me. So I'm not saying it can't get better for your relationship, but if you do need to take that time to leave a toxic relationship for your child, do it. And if it gets better, it gets better. And if it doesn't, at the end of the day, your child's gonna thank you because they're growing up and they're still happy and they don't have to witness any of those things.
So moving on with the arm, it's the plate or rope.
For Lisa, the success of the program relies on the personalized attention and guidance that the students receive at Shared Journeys.
Really, we are a school family, and we want them to know that we care so deeply about them. And I have such a great staff who truly do care about these students, and they feel that.
I love Miss Cole. She's amazing. At school, if there's something going on, if I got fired, if I need this, if I need that, if I need diapers, wipes, she's like, here you go, here you go. We have all these donations that she works really hard to get and grants and stuff like that. Like, I feel like once I started going to Shared Journeys, it was just a whole another thing. I honestly didn't think I was going to graduate, and like I have all my credits, I'm good, and I get to graduate early next year.
Well, Danny. I started working with Danny when she was a freshman. And Danny was a non-attender, not going to school. And I have seen this young woman turn into something that is just, I get choked up thinking about her. She is just amazing. She has, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no, we understand.
For Danny, being a teen mother has not been an easy task, but being part of a program like Shared Journeys has made it possible for her to pursue a better future for her and her daughter, as well as to encourage other teen parents to do the same.
Be motivated, you know, because I see a lot of people that are teen parents and they stop going to school. And honestly, for me personally, if it wasn't for Shared Journeys, I honestly wouldn't be in school. But if you have a program like that at your school, get involved. Go out with other teen parents, talk to other teen parents, and reach out for help as well. So I just feel like don't give up and keep trying, and just know that everything will work out in the future in the end.
Good job.
Tell us what you think of the stories seen here on 1036. Please call us at 414-797-3760. Give us your feedback and your story ideas. And remember, check us out on MilwaukeePBS.org and on Facebook. That'll do it for this edition of 1036. Please watch us again next month, October 18th at 9 p.m. right here on Milwaukee PBS Channel 10. September means fall is in the air, so we leave you with a view from above, a favorite fall spot in Wisconsin, Door County.